Hi guys! Sitting out at my front porch and just got home, and it seems like the days are getting shorter. I got about 3 hours before it gets dark, and I haven't been to my garden because I've been busy with the house, so I figured I would go check out what I call my kitchen garden and go see how the bigger garden's doing. I was out there last night, 8 o'clock. It was pitch dark. Couldn't see what I was doing, but I could see some of the cucumbers growing on the trellis, so I picked them quickly, but I want to get back there while it's still daylight and see how much I have. I also couldn't see if I had any ripe tomatoes. They were all over the place. It was dark. I need to get there to see what's going on. So, let's go check it out. Isn't this nice? This is what the dogs do for my yard. Always got to watch where I'm walking. There's Jack and Rain and Tyrone, all waiting for me to come do their chores because they get some oats and hay in the evening. But that's not where I'm going. Right next to them is what I call my kitchen garden. Yeah, it's overgrown too. Like I said in my previous video, grasshoppers took everything and I kind of just cave up on stuff. But, the squirrels were also stealing my cherry tomatoes before they would ripen, and I know that because I would find them on the top of fence posts and there was no way for them to get there other than the squirrels. So I do have some raised beds. They're very low, but I have gravel put down in between, and it's a cute little area when it's not overgrown. I do have to clean this area up. I had some volunteer lettuce growing, and I thought, you know what, the heat got to it, and I thought, let's just let it go to seed. So I have to come back here. I'm going to pull these up and save what seeds I can from it. I have about 3 or 4 plants that are taking up my pathways. This here too, I'm forgetting the name of this flower, but can you imagine that this is 1 or 2 stalks that were volunteers as well. We grew them last year and I pulled them up, and this year it was growing in the gravel, and what I did was I picked it out of the gravel with some soil and I put it into the center bed, and this is what I got from it. And I love the pink. Pink's my favorite color. And here I have my various mints along with some grass that's growing. But early in the season, the grasshoppers were eating my mint, and I have lemon balm growing in the corner there. I didn't think it was going to make it, but once August hit, we got some rain, and it's come back. So I will be able to save something. When I see these weeds have kind of grown in here too. Oh, and of course, I don't know what they are. Gophers or moles, ground squirrels. I have them all. And these are my cherry tomatoes. So my cherry tomatoes grew so big last year. I thought buying these peony, if I'm saying that right, cages, that it would help hold them up, but I guess there's not enough on the side to keep them up. They did get a little wild, but I'm thankful that they came back because the drought was getting to them, even though I was watering them. I would get a tomato, and before it could ripen, like I said, the squirrels were taking them. So I'm happy that I've got some to pick. Oh, I don't know if you can hear my coons howling in the background, waiting for their turn to come out for a run. It gets kind of hard in the fall months, winter months. There's only so many hours that I have to let each dog out. And they get upset if they're not first. I think I've been away from this garden too long. I've got too many tomatoes to pick. And if anything's got a blemish on it, it just becomes chicken feed. Actually, the ducks love the tomatoes. They all go running for it when they see tomatoes being thrown. So on the other side here, oh, this was a volunteer sunflower, and I guess it just got too big and it fell over. But that's all right. The bed that it grew in was where I had all my herbs. What did I have? I had rosemary in the corner. There's a little sign. Bought the cute little signs for it, but again, somebody took my plant and snapped it right in half, so I'm guessing it's probably a squirrel. And there's more of these flowers that were volunteers. The marigolds, I did buy those, and they look very nice now compared to what they look like back in July. I thought they were just gonna die because it was so dry looking. I think I left them too long in their pots before I planted them into here, but sure glad they came back. And I don't know what I'm doing with this. These are last year's chives. I didn't use all my chives last year, and I thought, oh, I'll just leave them, see what happens, see if they go to seed. And they're just monsters now. I don't know what I'm going to do with this. Is there anything you can do with it? Pig feed, maybe. Oh, and there's another lettuce that's gone to seed. Gonna have to save those. I did plant new chives in here. And that's just a grass that grew. But again, as soon as I would see the chives growing this year, the grasshoppers got to them, so I didn't get any new ones this year. And then this bed here, it is all gone to seed. What I did have, seeds and weeds, right? In the corner here, I had the nicest arugula. And again, the grasshoppers did get that. And once that all was eaten up and died off, I had the nicest cilantro and I was eating it, but I just had too much to consume myself. Let it go to seed, and I have plenty of seeds to take off of here. And then here's my strawberry patch, complete with some weeds. You can tell I don't go out to my garden to weed very much. They're looking nice and green. I did have some berries growing, and I was excited. I thought I would have at least one or two to munch on, and apparently the squirrels again got to that before I could, so no taste of the strawberries this year. And this is just the other side of that one bed where the sunflowers are growing. Ooh, look, we have a bumblebee there. I don't have any honeybees left. I just see bumblebees and wasps lately. So next to, I had the rosemary planted there, and the sign is turned around. It's got the French on this side, but I had my parsley growing, and a big clump of it died off, but some of it came back. So I might be able to use that in something. This here is my thyme. Hoping it comes back. It's nice purple flowers back in July, and this is the second year that this plant has come back, so I'm hoping it just gets bigger and bigger every year. And here is my basil. It's actually flowering as well. I used to pick some of this off and have it with my scrambled eggs every morning, and it's actually looking not too bad right now. I stopped coming out here in the summer because, again, the grasshoppers were getting to it, and I thought it was a goner, but I guess it came back. And I might even have some leaves that I can dry. And again, I got some mull sticking. I didn't plant 2 beds. I was supposed to plant some lettuce there. I think I kind of gave up when the drought hit in July. But I had room to plant more. But yeah, that's my little, what I call a kitchen garden. Hopefully next year my herbs grow. I do have some mint to to save this year, so I'm thankful for that. Oh, look at that lettuce plant. There's gonna be lots of seeds that I can save from there. And all because of volunteers. In fact, most of this little garden is volunteer plants. I've got one dog howling because he wants his turn out, and I got another dog howling because he found something in the tree. It's a regular zoo here. So I'm just walking to my other garden and kind of anxious to see what's going on there because I haven't been there in the daylight in a long time. But you can see over my shoulder the dogs in their kennel, patiently waiting for their turn. I'm hoping I have some red tomatoes to pick. And look, I got the horses on the other side following me down their little lane that leads out to their pasture. Oh, I gotta show you the sunflowers. They're huge. Let's just get through this gate here. I just gotta stop and open the gate. All right. So, this corn has grown a bit since I last was here, or last videotaped, I should say, because I've been here more often than I videotaped, I should hope. But there is my sunflowers. But let's look here. You know, I can't believe it too. My beans actually came back a bit. You know, I realize I have other, I don't know if it's poison ivy or what you call that, Virginia creeper growing in there, but I actually see some beans. I might be able to have a couple meals out of that. And again, here's my trellis, and that is where the cucumbers were planted, but check this out. I'm not even to the trellis yet, and this plant has just taken off, and that is my butternut squash. I was so worried I wasn't going to have any. This is just crazy how it's taken over the whole garden. And it was the row next to the cucumbers. It has taken over the cattle panel, and I was going to put a stake in the middle of this 16 feet, and I didn't. It's kind of swaying over. But I realized that I need to grow my squash on the trellis next year, because look how thick this is. I won't even be able to walk through here, or if I do, I am going to be crushing it. So I'm just going to wait till the last moment before I go and pick everything out. Oh, and you can hear the dogs have found another squirrel. Oh, look at all these good squash here. I'm hoping the frost doesn't come. I've heard people in eastern Canada, actually eastern and western, say that they've gotten frost, and I'm lucky I haven't had a frost here, so already my season is longer than last year, because last year I had frost in the first week of September. And it's almost mid-September now, so it looks like I need some rain. I think they're calling for rain later this week. If not, I'm going to have to get out here with the garden hose. And here's my pumpkin. I don't know if I can see any. I'm starting to wonder if you guys hear me with all this dog barking in the background. Let's see if I can find any watermelon. I'm in the middle of all this chaos here. I don't seem to see any watermelon, but I do see one pumpkin growing. Lots of blooms, but like I said, I'm not going to see too many pumpkins if the frost comes. So I'm back over by the corn, and maybe the grasshoppers have disappeared for me, because I'm actually going to get some corn out of here, even if it's small and immature. I still like to boil that up, have some corn on the cob. Last year I had mini cobs and they were still all right to eat. And here's another squash coming out on my cucumber trellis. That stuff just grows everywhere. I can see I have a lot of huge cucumbers. Just a matter of not getting out here and picking them in time. I love the ease of just walking up and getting some cucumbers. And the fact that I do have a lot of huge cucumbers is all right because it cost me a couple dollars to plant this. And those huge cucumbers make great pig feed or throw them to the chickens. They love picking at it too. Well, and there's my tomatoes. See, something like that. Obviously, I should have been out here earlier to pick these, but these make great chicken feed. Alright, so I just got the alert that my battery's dying. The dogs are going crazy because the horses are running back and forth. They want their feed. I am just going to shoot this quickly. I gotta come back. I'm gonna pick all these red tomatoes, and this garden has come back quite a bit. Oh, I should show you back up here. This is what ended up happening with my cabbage. That's pretty sad, but I'm gonna try again next year. I'll pick this and throw it either to the pigs or chickens. But that's what happens when your grasshopper's taken over. I might even try covering the cabbage next year to keep the bugs out. But again, those are my carrots that never came at all. This is my huge row of potatoes. Haven't dug them up yet. Probably wait till the weekend to do that. Then on the other side there, I've got stinging nettles growing and some other weeds in my onions. I don't even know if there's going to be anything. They probably rotted in the ground. That's alright, I'll just buy some. And then the end of my garden here is kind of hard to walk through because the squash have taken over my pathway. And they're even growing to where the onions were. But yeah, this is my little forest on the end here. I did have peppers. I don't know if I have any. Well, of course they're still there, but I'm looking for blooms and I don't see any. They just need to be started earlier than what I did. I direct seeded, and obviously I need to start them earlier than that. Oh, I can see one huge beet that survived. Gosh, those would make great beet leaf buns. But yeah, I'm gonna have to get to it this weekend. Like I said, my battery's gonna die, so I need to finish this video up quick. After that, I gotta get to chores, and before you know it, it's gonna be bedtime and do it all over again. And right in the corner there, I don't know what's gonna happen. I had turnips. I'll be pulling those up and see what happens with that. But yeah, lots of stinging nettles. It's too bad I've never tried the tea. I don't think I'm going to bother with it either. I just know that the reason I have so many stinging nettles is the manure that I did bring into this garden was in the horse corral there, and it was a forest of stinging nettles. So obviously I scooped up all those seeds and brought it to my garden. It might take a couple years for me to get it all out of here, but eventually it'll look better than this. And then just scanning back to, there's my pumpkins on one end, and here's my squash. Spaghetti squash on this side, but yeah, that looks like a nice big one there. So there's my update of my neglected garden gone wild. Promise it'll look better next year. This is me standing at the camera straight across. I am 5'7", and there's those sunflowers. It's hard to get a shot of that. Let's see if I can turn the camera around, and get a better view. So, I'm not sure that height. I would say it's well over 8 feet though. But like I said, my camera battery is going to die on me, so I want to end this quick and say thanks for watching, and maybe next time I will show you what the garden looks like when it's cleaned up. We will see you on the next one.